Welcome, everyone, to Speak Your Piece. This program has been hosted by Above and Beyond. My name is Memory Pines. I'll be your host this evening, and I would like to introduce my guest.
Priya Chi.
Brian Bach.
And Above and Beyond is located at 2942 West Lake Street. It's the outpatient substance abuse recovery center for families. You can get a lot of help there, and throughout the program, we'll be talking about some of the programs that Above and Beyond offers, and also some of the linkage agreements with other facilities and people that they also help. The topic for today is roadblocks to recovery, and I brought these guests in today because they have some insight on roadblocks to recovery, why people cannot seem to get help in different areas and different ways. A lot of times for women, roadblocks can be just overwhelming, a hurdle, a wall, and they cannot get the recovery or the help that they seek. I would like to ask Priya first, what do you think some of the roadblocks for women has been trying to seek recovery?
Right. Thank you, Memory. This is an important question that I think we have to keep addressing. Women, I feel, often don't ask themselves this question because we are caught up in our emotional recovery. So we have our physical recovery, we have our emotional / psychological recovery, and then our spiritual recovery. And I feel like there are roadblocks along the way at every juncture. And for us to just have the right frame of mind, to have clarity of mind and focus is very important. Like what do we care about? What's important to us? How important is our sobriety, for example? That's the number one. Just a point to really focus on, as far as drugs, alcohol, trauma, which is what we see a lot of at Above and Beyond. So just staying clear-minded, sober-minded is the first thing, I think. The second part of recovery is sharing what you know, and getting outside of yourself so that you can see it work and change other people, and that keeps you sober and clear-minded. And for me, it's been basically doing the same thing continually. And people want to say it's a right thing. People want to say it's a thing that keeps you healthy, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. But for me, it's just being happy. What makes you happy? Really, truly happy.
Well, we're going to elaborate on that some more, because I guess you brought out some points and made me think, and I have some more questions for you as well. But I want to turn to Brian and ask him about the men recovery. What kind of roadblocks do they run into trying to seek recovery?
Well, Memory, I'm glad you asked.
All right.
I think a lot of it has to do with men learning to be vulnerable. Like, we have a lot of trauma, and we don't know how to deal with it. Men are taught to be tough and not show it. So until you learn to be vulnerable and share your experiences and be open with somebody, you're not able to heal. And you have to talk, you have to share. You have to be open and honest with yourself and with others.
Okay, someone comes to Above and Beyond. They can come to another facility, and they come in and they seeking help. They timid as well. Because now they got to be honest with themselves that, hey, I need treatment. They come in the door, and the help that they need, like Above and Beyond. No, you don't need any insurance or no appointment to come into this facility to get the help, to ask for help. But in other places, I hear people say, I didn't have any insurance, or I didn't have, I don't have a place to stay. So how do we focus on trying to give people help when they come in and they at rock bottom and they need to get someone to help them? Where does the services start?
The services start with whatever they need. We've got a great team there of housing, employment.
Mm-hmm.
If they need any kind of documentation to get started, we can help them with that. And there's a lot of people when they come there too, they are used to people telling them no, like you said with insurance and stuff like that. We don't tell them no, we'll tell them we'll find a way to do it. You know, we're called above and beyond for a reason. So.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's all about the people.
It's
It is all about, a lot of us, including myself, are continually in recovery. So there's a continual healing process. And if you go online and on our site, you'll see it's about compassion. And there's a reason why that's listed first, because you can't do anything without the right compassion. Compassion, competence, and community, building community with healing. And all of that is something that we all have to do together, and working together with tolerance and relating to each other is super important.
I also have had people say, I went to seek treatment, and because my drop was not dirty, I couldn't get into a facility. I couldn't get into an outpatient program. But they like a bag away, a moment away from using, and they have a history of using. So how do we go about dealing with these people? How do we process that? How do we get them the help that they need? Because really, they just a thought away from using.
So I can field some of that because part of what I do there is collecting urine samples, sending them to the lab, and getting the toxicology reports back. And right now we're in an innovative new field where we're working with the patients, and they are seeing their own progress. They are monitoring and observing where they are and where they are going through their test results, through their what's in their urine, what's in their treatment plan. So we have counselors, we have a supportive team, we have ongoing aftercare. So it's not a one-stop shop. We have treatment and we have support teams. But that being said, we are harm reduction. We also foster quitting. Yes, but it is difficult. So we are not going to dismiss you if you need help. If you're not going to cold turkey quit. You know,
right.
So it's harm reduction. Use less, smoke less.
They have the saying, just don't use. You know, in the 80s, don't use. No, you just don't pick up. You can stop. You know,
and that's great if you stop. I mean, that's the whole goal, right? Is to stop. But we're not going to chastise you. We're not going to make you ashamed, because a lot of us, we feel ashamed, but we come in broken.
Yes,
we come in broken, like the world has beaten you down. Where are you going to go? So, yes, you take a P-test, and we call it P-test affection. And, yes, and if it shows a faint line, we're not going to say, okay, yeah, you know, you're a heroin user. We're not going to label you right then and there. We're going to take you in. We're going to discuss what, again, it comes back to what do you want? There has to be a will there to change. It has to be what really makes you happy, not what temporarily will give you a fix or, you know, make you feel better for 2 minutes. But let's work towards what you want to see happen in your life.
Well, let's get into this, Brian. So a person comes to Above and Beyond, and they don't have anything. They can barely remember their name, right. You know, because their name was Scrap Ann, Lil Willie, or somebody on the street, and they come in, they tell you their name, but they don't have anything. So how do you start working with this gentleman or lady?
It's kind of like a step-by-step process. We find what they need first to move on. Like we usually start with a state ID, birth certificate, which are free of charge. They get homeless vouchers, so they don't have to pay anything. And then after that, we'll move to other things like Social Security card. They'll need the stuff for housing if they've exceeded the amount of Social Security cards they got, which is 10.
But where do these items go? Do they go to a P.O. box? Where are they going? Because to get on public aid, Social Security, you need an address. So how do you handle that?
Oh, we use our address. We're allowed to use our address, and I'll write a letter with an address verification stating they're homeless and they're receiving their mail at our facility.
So you have a home.
So you at home.
You're at home. You get your mail there. That's your home.
That's
It
right.
is like home.
And it is like home. We're talking about above and beyond like this because this place is special. If it would have been around some 10 years, 5 years, a lot of other people would have had a great chance to get a started recovery.
And reintegrating into the community because I do feel part of the community.
Oh yeah, the community does really focus and everybody want to know what are they doing different there. So that's why I'm trying to tell people what they're doing different and the people that they're dealing with, not just the recovering addict, but they deal with the families as well. The graduations incorporates the families. Even some of the counseling incorporates the family into finding out what would help to keep each other moving forward toward the goal of recovery, because not only when you recover, your family recovers with you as well.
Yes, when you graduate the treatment program, you're talking about.
I'm talking about through life.
Through life. And you also graduate the treatment program when we have a celebration.
Because, truly your family is broken with you, They taking those lumps and bumps, even she doing it again. She didn't do what she said. She didn't keep this going. And they are getting broke from the youth just as well as the person that's going through it.
That's really true.
So, bringing that family back together is another thing that I see that happens at Above and Beyond. I have seen, in the graduation where an older man had to be in his 60s or 70s. His mother came, and she had never seen him.
Reunions.
Right.
Yeah.
And how happy she was to see her son getting help. It didn't matter how old he was. She was, that was something that she needed to see. And that goes for everyone. Everyone wants to see people do better because, people want to paint drug addiction as you had a choice. Opiate use is come from prescriptions. And your trust in what was given to you across the counter. It could have been a broken leg, a hip, an accident, or something that caused you to get into depending on this pain reliever. So, it's not always I did something in the street or I was having a good time with my friend. It comes in a variety of different ways. So that is one of the things that I see that happens with Above and Beyond. They catch people where they at. It don't matter where you started from. It's where you need to, where you can start at and where you can begin your process.
And that's one of the great things too. The graduation is a great celebration, but that's when it gets real.
Yes.
That's when you go back out there. And unlike other places, once you graduate or finish your intensive outpatient or outpatient, when you're done, you're done. Above and Beyond welcomes you back in. We have alumni in there constantly, which is great for morale. It's great for myself. And it's great for the new people there that sees what could happen. Because you have to it's a one day at a time process. And it's for the rest of your life.
Right.
And they see that it works. And they see that, okay, this is something I can do.
Right. And also, like you said, the aftercare, the alumni group and whatnot, there is a sense of I can be sociable again. I can go to the show. I can go out. I can come over here and do different things. That is what I'm talking about. Can y'all talk about some of the programming that Above and Beyond offer?
One of the things we just started up, and Steve Diggs, my boss, he kind of runs it, is the early intervention for people that just got released from incarceration.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, that program's going great. And one of the people that started there, Jasper, is now going to be a CRSS intern
Oh, wow.
at Above and Beyond. So it just shows the progress and the changes people are willing to make to help others. Because you help yourself really by helping others.
Yeah, we are coming up with new programs all the time, but the newest one is the smokeless squares, which is kind of a play on word. It's, it means smoke less. Again, the object is to cease completely, cessation, and we are getting accredited towards tobacco counseling, and there's ongoing counseling for other types of addictions, including opioid and alcohol. And the nice thing is they do offer testing regularly. So it's not just a one-stop, like, okay, you're done, you're out the door. You can come back and say, look, I need help. Can you test me today? Can we meet me where I'm at? And that's what they do. And they're constantly new initiatives. Right now we have nurses, to-be nurses coming in and educating themselves on addiction. And so we have more staff that are being educated on it, and it's just growing. It's the care and compassion that makes it run. I honestly believe that.
Right. I really do. I think the staff there, the people there, I think once you come there, and even with the staff, it's not just work. It's like a calling. It's like a feeling. This is the right place for me. This is where I need to be to help someone else. I know when I came there, if I would have had that place, it would have been a different ball game for me. It just would have been it would have been different. They offer some things that I could not get. It was like either you stayed clean or you got put out.
And we treat you like family.
Yeah,
not
y'all
like
do.
A stranger.
Yeah,
not like a
y'all
stranger.
do. Can't get rid of me. Yeah, but okay, so when people leave and graduate, and what would you suggest that they do? Above and Beyond is a great place, and we talked about them, and we're talking about them, but we need to talk about what would you suggest people get into NA, AA, CA. It's multiple groups out that can help people, and like it's not a one size fit all, but I think you have to find your niche. So what would you suggest that people do, so that they won't have those roadblocks? Because the reality check is, Terry gives a great class, and he makes you think before you react, because a lot of times we just react to things, and he makes you think.
That RBT program, that's another one, behavior modification. Yeah, yeah. We do have a lot of support, like we were talking about, right, Brian? I mean, and then continue to give back. Like, don't sever your ties with the community. Don't isolate. That's the number one thing. Sometimes it can be uncomfortable. You want to close yourself off, but keep giving. Keep your your finger on the pulse of the community. No matter what you may want to do at times, you may want to take some time off. Brian, I'm talking to Brian, but no, we work together. So okay. But he, but we put in the time, because in this world they say time is money, but time is so much more, because we give because we get as well when we give.
Yeah.
One of the things about recovery, whatever program you decide to work, it's a personal choice. For myself, it was Alcoholics Anonymous, CA. I would go to that, because for me, harm reduction is not going to work. I've tried it. I've tried to limit. I'm just right back to where I was at before. Other people, harm reduction works for, and it's where you feel comfortable is how you're going to best achieve your recovery and your sobriety.
And I know personally for me, and I can say this, I am a Bible carrying Christ devotee, but I'm not trying to knock on people's doors, but I'm saying that has given me a foundation.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. Okay, in Above and Beyond, when you come in and you get into the library, they got all these different NA, AA, CA, different 12-step programs, Islam and everything. So we get into the end of the show. I hope you all enjoyed it and understand that we trying to help people help themselves, because truly the life that you save may be your own. I also want to give a dove to a gentleman that passed today, clean, and his name is Gregory Stuckey, and he will be missed. Very, very great guy. It came around and those wings he deserved, and he did it his way, and that's something sometimes we don't get to do. And he is a great friend to a lot of people in AA, and CA. He was a recovering brother. And this program, and I thank my guests for coming out. I thank Above and Beyond for having this program. And stay tuned every first Thursday of the month. And we'll be talking about a lot of different things. There'll be a lot of different people in different institutions, because we want to hear what other people, try to have some mental health people on, and wherever it leads us, because we know that roadblocks can cause people not to get the help that they need, because sometimes we don't think we are deserving of help, but we are. We are deserving to be loved and to give love. And with that, this was Speak Your
Thank
Peace.
you, Memory. All are welcome at Above and Beyond.
Yes,
Right.
2942 West Lake Street. Come there, get evaluated, and get yourself together. You are, like I said, the life that you save may be your own.
Thank you.
All right.